Students, today we are going to step into the module 3, which is nothing but 8051 programming in C. In the first two modules we have seen the basics of 8051 microcontroller, internal architecture, pin details, port details, addressing modes, and how to write a program using an assembly language. Now in this module we are going to see 8051 programming in C. First we should understand why we need to write a program in C. So we can write 8051. You can interface 8051 with the hardware devices, and the programs can be written in C. Instead of assembly language, why we need to write the program in the C? In the sense, writing program in C is easier, and it also causes less time to write the codes in C than in assembly. Why? Because in assembly, in 8051 assembly language, we will be using a mnemonics code which takes much longer time than in C programming. So C programming, it is easy to write, and also to write a very long logic, it takes only less amount of time, and also it is easy to modify and update the program. That is why we are going for C programming. And also you can use this code in function libraries, which is available. 8051 library functions are available, right? So that you can directly access in this C programming. And C code, when you compare to microcontroller, it is portable with little or no modification. That is why we are going for 8051 programming in C. So under this we are going to see data types and time delay in 8051C, IO programming in 8051, logical operation, data conversion programs, accessing, how we are going to access the code from ROM space, and data serialization. And also we are going to see about the 8051 timer programming using T-mode, and counter programming using T-count register. Okay. The basics of this one is 8051 timer programming in assembly and C. The first one is your programming your 8051 timers, counter programming timer 0 and timer 1 in 8051C. Before getting into the topic, first I wanted to tell more about the C language. So the downside of writing your C programming is the compiler produces a hex file that is downloaded to ROM of the microcontroller. So whatever program you are writing it in the C, that will be compiled and it produces a hex file, and this hex file is again downloaded to the ROM of the microcontroller. Why? Because ROM is nothing but your program memory and RAM is nothing but your data memory. Whatever data we are going to download, that will be downloaded in RAM memory. Suppose in case if you are downloading the program, that will be downloaded in ROM memory. So when we write a program in C, the compiler what we have will produce a hex file, and then it is downloaded to the ROM of your 8051 microcontroller. And also the microcontroller have limited on-chip ROM memory. Therefore the size of the hex file is a major concern, and the C code produces suppose if you are writing a C code, a C programming, and when the compiler is converting into a hex file, the C code will produce a larger hex file, whereas the microcontroller have a limited on-chip ROM, and therefore the size of the hex file is a major concern in case of writing the C program in 8051. Next one is your here the size of hex file is a major concern. So all these things we have discussed. Now why we need to have an embedded C? So embedded C means you will be having, that is why we will be having a set of language extension for the C programming language enhanced for different embedded system. In this 8051 microcontroller programming, we will be interfacing the hardware device with your software. For example, we will be writing a program for the elevator. We will be writing the program to run the DC motor. We will be writing the program to run a stepper motor. So likewise, we will be interfacing some hardware devices. So we have to embed the hardware onto the software. So programming is done in C. Embedded C is nothing but a set of language extension for the C program language enhanced for different embedded system. The extension is required to support exotic features like such as fixed point arithmetic, multiple distinct memory bank and basic IO operation. That is why we are going for an embedded C, and most of the syntax and semantics of embedded C is similar to that of your C language. For example, if you use a main function, so you for example, like as we discussed, most of the syntax used in C, it is similar to that, it is similar in case of your embedded C. So whatever syntax we are using in embedded C, most of the syntax is similar to that of your C functions. For example, you have a main function. So this is also similar in embedded C as well as in C, it is similar. Variable definition, data type declaration, conditional statement like if case, switch case, while, loops, for, functions, arrays and strings, or bit operation, macros, etc. So whatever we are using it in C. For example, we'll be in C, we will be using a main function. Next, variable declaration. Next one is your conditional statements like if, for, while, switch case, then some loop functions, arrays, strings, macros, bitwise operation. Okay, so all these functions we will be using it in C, which is common in case of your embedded processor also. So in case of your embedded processor also it is common. So in embedded C, whatever syntax we are using, it is same to that of your C function. This is your basics of your embedded processor. Next, why we need to write a program in C? So what is the reason of writing a program in C? So the reason for writing the program in C is it is easy to write, and also it takes less amount of time to write the C program than in assembly language. Even you can write a long program in a lesser amount of time, and also it is easy to understand the logic. And in case in future if you are going to extend the application, or in future if you are going to change the logic of the programs, then it is easy to modify. And also you can use the code available in the function libraries. For example, if any library functions are available in 8051, it is possible in C to extract the library functions of 8051 by using the header file #include reg51.h or #include reg52.h. Then C code is portable to other microcontroller with little or no modification. That is why we are going for writing a C program instead of an assembly language program when you wanted to embed a hardware circuit. And also we have learnt what is the importance of your embedded C. Okay, now we'll go for the data types available in embedded C. So before getting into the C data type, first we will go for the embedded data types, which is common in case of your C also. So there are 6 data types. In addition with that, you have 7 data types you have. The first one is your unsigned char, second one signed char, third one unsigned int, fourth one signed int, fifth one S-bit, sixth one is bit, and seventh one is SFR. Now I'll tell how many bits all these data types are of how many bits. Okay. Now when you consider the unsigned char, it is of 8-bit, where your data range, it is of 8-bit, and the signed char is also 8-bit. Unsigned integer is of 16-bit. Signed integer is also 16-bit. S-bit means when you wanted to specify, when you wanted to declare only 1 bit of the port, then you will be using S-bit. It is nothing but your single bit. And SFR bit is also 1 bit, whereas the SFR is your 8-bit. So these are all the sizes of the data type specified over here. And the data range will also differ for each of the data type. For example, it is 8 bit, right? So if you put 2 power 8, you will get 256. Therefore, the data range for unsigned char is from 0 to 255. Okay. Next one is your signed char. Signed char is also 8 bit data type. That is, the size of the signed char data type is 8 bit. If you put 2 power 8, again you will be getting 256. Since it is a signed char, here both positive as well as your negative number will reflect. Therefore, the signed char data ranges from minus 128 to plus 127. Then unsigned int. Unsigned int is your 16 bit. The size of the unsigned data type is 16 bit. If you put 2 power 16, you will get 65,536. It means that we are going to use it from 0 to 65,535. Signed int means here also it is a 16 bit, but we need to represent both the positive and negative number. It should ranges from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. And S bit, it is SFR bit addressable only. S bit means it is ranges for only SFR bit addressable only. Bit and SFR both are RAM.